What's up, guys? I wanted to make a video on why it's so important to rinse out your motors when you're done using them in salt water. So I bought a boat with twin Yamaha 130s on it. I got it for a kick-ass deal, so I'm not worried about doing a little bit of work like this. What I'm worried about is everybody else that is going to be blowing motors left and right. I work on motors pretty often. I know how to work on them. I can do all this myself. What I'm trying to get at is what I'm doing right now is not fun. It is not cheap. And quite honestly, there's a way to avoid this. This is all the sand and salt, mostly salt. Actually, this isn't even all of it. There's a huge pile over here. So basically what happens when you're running your motor through salt water is it's pumping up salt and water, right? And a lot of the salt is kind of just gonna stick and stay there and kind of get stuck like this. And this is over years. This is not like gonna happen one day, right? These rocks are actually salt. This is literally a salt rock, right? You see how it just broke apart? But basically, after you're done using them, let's say I'm tired, I was fishing all day, I don't want to fucking rinse out my motors, right? It only takes a second, but let's say I don't want to do it. Well, let's say the next time I take it out, look, even more, look, it gets more salt, it gets more salt. Let's say I was drinking all day on the boat, I caught a bunch of grouper and snapper, and now I gotta fillet a bunch of fish. And now let's say I don't want to do it anymore, I don't want to rinse it out again. Guys, the more times you don't rinse out these engines, all this crap is literally getting lodged in all the crevices, all the spots where they shouldn't be, and even up here especially, in these holes, and it's clogging it. And just because you run your motor the next day in salt water does not mean it's going to clear all the crap that you got stuck in it the week before. It's actually going to get more salt. So the whole idea here is to use fresh water, not salt. That's the whole point of this, to rinse out your engines. Now, let's flip this head over, because if you guys don't know what you're doing with the engines, let me use the other one, because I snapped a bolt off of that one that we haven't got out yet. All right, so these are where the pistons are at. All these passageways where I'm putting my finger, that's where all the water flows through to cool the engine. Now let's say that you're not worried about an overheat because your motors are good quality, the alarms are working. Let's say you're just gonna, ride them out until you hear the alarm, which is, that's what a lot of people do. When that alarm goes off eventually, which it will if you're not rinsing these engines out, you're gonna be in a headache because you gotta check thermostats, you gotta check your, well, first off, you gotta make sure it's an actual overheat and not your temperature switches. You gotta do a bunch of stuff that is kind of a pain in the ass, especially if you don't know what you're doing. Again, this salt is built up everywhere, right? Let's say this side of the block's not getting cooled. Well, let's say that your overheat alarm doesn't work. Let's say you think it works and it doesn't work, right? What happens then? Well, then you need a new engine because you're gonna ride it until it blows. That's literally what you're gonna do if your alarm doesn't work. So the whole point of the video here is I've been scraping this shit out for the last 2 days. And this is only on one engine. Like I said, this boat came with twins and the other one's over here as well. So the problem here is it's fine if you have money, if you want to wreck your motor, it's fine if you got money, if you're Bill Gates or if you're Donald Trump or Obama even, right? You can go buy a new motor tomorrow. You could buy 10 of them. The problem is the average person that just got into boating, is he gonna be able to afford a brand new engine or a brand new power head? Probably not. That's why a lot of people, I mean, at the end of the day, that's why we got 2-strokes. So we fix them and sell them, because boating is expensive. Not everybody can afford a brand new Yamaha or a brand new Mercury, right? But this is the same. It doesn't matter if we're talking 4-strokes or 2-strokes. This is the same thing on both engines. It doesn't matter the brand. It doesn't matter the color. It doesn't matter the fucking weight. Motors are the same. This will happen to a Honda, a Yamaha, a Johnson, an Evinrude. It doesn't matter. So basically, it's well worth it to rinse your motors out if you use them in salt water. Look at this one. I broke one bolt right there. That was the only bolt I broke. You know how many bolts hold this thing together? A lot. Okay, so we actually did pretty good, and I still have to work on that and drill it out and retap it, but the gaskets alone are $200 just for one engine. That's actually with thermostats. Let's say I don't know what I'm doing. Let's say I don't know how to do what I just did. I gotta call a mechanic. He's gonna charge me probably times 8 of that. So you're looking at probably $1,500 to $2,000 to do a simple job like this that is totally avoidable if you're responsible and rinse out your motors. So, I mean, look at all these passageways, and I'm not even done scraping this crap. I literally gotta be a dentist. Look, you get a little pick or a flathead, and you just, it's kind of hard to do it one hand. You just gotta clean all this shit, and it literally doesn't, this is not soft salt. This shit's been on here for a long time. It's caked on there. It's literally, you have to scrape the living shit out of it just to come out. So this is just one head. I still got to pull the other head, but I just want to tell you guys that's really important to rinse your motors when you use them. And look at that. I'll show you the actual head itself. I gotta take this cowling off real quick. Let me put this phone down for a second. This is where the pistons are at. There's already salt getting in there, so we gotta scrape that out. I mean, look, I still have to scrape this. So, just understand. I mean, look at this top one. That's all salt stuck in there. Just realize how much work this is and how much money it's going to cost you just to get a little job like this done. Let alone if you blow the entire engine because you overheated the shit out of it. But guys, I hope you liked the video. I hope this kind of raises awareness to, this one's actually decent compared to the other one, but this is the one that first pumps. This is the one, this bank is where the water first comes in. It always gets stuck on the opposite head. But I hope this raised awareness a little bit, and I got a lot of work to do, and then I gotta do the same shit to this one because they're both overheating. This is the new boat we picked up here. We got it for a great deal. The motors run great, but they're overheating. So hope you liked the video. See you in the next one.